Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Garden Plaza of Valley Views. Welcome home right here on KIDO Talk Radio. Phone numbers, if you have a question concerning assisted living, senior living, independent living, any question at all, give them a call today. Garden Plaza at 208-322-0311. That number again, 208-322-0311. Pamela Sternberg with us once again, the general manager and the person that makes things happen. Thank you for, now you've got another job, and that's hosting the show.
Yeah, I kind of like it. Maybe it's my calling. It could be my my retirement job.
There we have it.
There we have it. I could sit in senior communities and just interview residents.
Right, and by the way,
I know everything they're going to say.
And who do we have with us?
Ruth Lambert?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Ruth Lambert.
Mm-hmm.
Ruth, tell us a little bit about the good times here at Garden Plaza.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Sure.
Yeah, you can choose and pick whatever you want. I like that. There's a walking area inside and outside I really like. And
how much do you walk a day, Ruth?
I walk 3 miles a day.
That's a lot of steps.
Besides everything else. I do the stretching, which I like. And I do go over to the therapy room and ride the bike and do stretching out over there. I like that too. I like my room.
What type of apartment do you have?
I have a studio apartment, and I like it. It's all I need because all I do is sleep in it.
Because you're out on the road, whether it's here or elsewhere.
Well, I like the activities as an evening, and I don't know. I'm just busy.
I can tell. You are busy. Thanks for making time for us.
Yeah.
So, do you have any favorite activities that you'd like to share on the radio?
Oh, I like walking and stretching.
Okay.
Yeah, and Ryan is very good, the activity boy.
Sure. You have an activity boy. That's good.
And his name's Ryan.
Yes. Everybody should have an activity boy.
Everybody should have an activity. It's kind of like a pool boy, only you get to have an activity boy.
You should have Ryan.
You should have a Ryan.
Because he's very, very good.
What makes him so good?
Because he's funny. He makes it fun.
Right. That is so important, Pam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also have family that lives here with you.
No. Well, yes, my sister-in-law is over in assisted living. Yeah.
And so you're able to go visit her?
I'm going over there pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's another, we have a lot of extended family in our buildings where brothers, sisters, aunts and uncles have been here. Even Lee, who was on, his mother was actually here at one point. So the longevity of being here 30 years does bring a lot to the community as far as they visited here before they ever moved in and had an idea of what we were, and it's just better when you get here.
Ruth, what brought you here? Your thoughts? How did you make that decision?
I don't see very good. I have macular degeneration, and my kids are all working, my grandkids, and it was hard for me to find people to take me to the doctor's, dentist, or wherever I had to go, grocery store. And so one time I said to my husband, I'm tired of this. And so he went out looking, and here's where I am.
How long have you lived here?
I lived 3.5 years here.
And you don't do anything that you can't handle. You've got Ryan, the activities boy. You stretch, you walk. You keep yourself very busy.
I'm busy. Ask Sherry.
You keep Sherry busy. That's important.
Yeah.
And you found more family here.
Oh, yes. That was another thing the kids, they said they were going to build a mother's quarters on their house. And then they said no, because she'd still be stranded and nobody to talk to or anything. And so this is really nice for me because I've made a lot of friends. And it's been just nice. I have no complaints.
You'll see her walking the halls. 3 miles in our building means at least 15 laps around the whole building. And she does walking in the park. And
Oh, I love the walking in the park.
Well, that is good. Ruth, anything else you'd like to share with us?
No, one thing I like is the cleaning and the cooking.
Everybody likes somebody to clean and cook for them.
I don't have to clean no more, and I don't have to cook, and I don't have to do dishes.
That's great that it's all taken care of for you.
Yeah.
All right, Ruth, thank you. Oh, get to walking. Thank you. And that's the experience you'll have here at Garden Plaza of Valley View, the number 208-322-0311. You know, there's peace of mind for Ruth and her family.
Oh, very much for. I think senior living and what we're trying to bring to our community here is peace of mind for families and themselves, safety, staying active. And like she said, if she is at home, even if she lives with a family member, they're still alone during the day. I mean, everybody has a life. And here, our seniors have their own life. They create their own friendships. They have their own private apartments. They can do what they want to do, not do what they want to do, stay active and healthier. I think what you see when they move in is that when they've been at home and it's very lonely and you're eating alone every meal, is that you come to the dining room and share a meal with someone. They eat better. The nutrition's well balanced. Our food is wonderful. But companionship is a huge part of what seniors lose as they age and become more homebound. And whether it's your eyesight or health or having any issues going on, we can compensate for those and give them a better quality of life. And that's all we're here to do.
You know, when you speak to family members, you know, and it's such a blessing that we have this program on the radio, because when it comes time for a parent or grandparent, you know, people will look at the internet, they'll do other things. This Garden Plaza, this facility, this home, I like to call it Welcome Home, this home has been here for over 30 years. That's a lot of equity, that's a lot of credibility. What do you say to people that are going through the toughest decision of their life, what to do with mom or dad? You deal with this every day. I
think the one thing is that you need to remember that you're not the only one that's gone through it. And sometimes if you come in and seek out, our main objective is to make sure that we listen to their story, make sure that the resident gets the services they need and placed in the right community. Finding that home, finding that support is what will make them successful. Everybody is not going to fit in every building or every place or everything. This is not a cookie cutter business. This is making sure that each resident's needs and wants are heard, and that you listen to the families and what their goals are. When someone moves in, when you have a couple like we moved that moved from their home, they needed help with finding somebody to help sell their home. We hired the movers to help them move. They didn't have a lot of family support to make that happen. Then we have the other extreme where you have 5 kids come in, and some of them are from out of town or out of state. They all want to weigh in and take a look and see what's going on, and we need to be available to answer those questions and realize that each child in that order has a different question and has a different goal for mom or dad, or wants to make sure in the end that they just have the best quality of life that they can find for them, and longevity. When you come to Valley View, if let's say you're in my independent living and you happen to have a fall and break your hip, you still come back for rehab to Valley View. You then can go to assisted living for 3 or 4 months if it takes that, and then get back to your independent living apartment. It's still myself that they call to do any of those things. We help to make sure that we know that they're in the hospital. When we send them out to the emergency room or something needs to go, we send the proper paperwork so that family is notified. We call family personally. We make sure that there's staff here 24 hours a day. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, if mom has something happen in her apartment, if she calls our front desk, somebody will respond to her apartment immediately. They'll have paperwork and stay with her until the ambulance comes or whatever services they need. It might just be calling a daughter to have her come in because she's concerned about something that's happened in the family. Those are things that we're here to do. If we coordinate and help them to have the best quality of life, they'll have success.
What advice would you give someone listening right now? We've gone through what you do here at Garden Plaza, because everybody makes claims. I will say this. My uncle, God rest his soul, Alzheimer's. We had some issues with institutions. My mom was always calling. It's very frustrating. So for people listening right now, are there any guidelines that you could give them?
Everybody has a beautiful facility. When you walk in the door, though, there's a feeling. There's a sense of whether you're home or not. I say it's the people in the buildings, it's the people that make things happen that make it wonderful. You come into a property, and if we have the right answers, can help you through that process, and even if we aren't the right person for you, we can direct you in that direction and give you the right questions to ask to have success with your placement for your parent. I think that the main thing we do at this point is make the best decision based on where they feel comfortable, and that has so much to do with staff and whether you care, whether or not we're going to be here when you show up the next day. In senior living in general, there's so much change and turnover and different faces that probably walking into this building for 20 years and seeing Sherry's face as the activities director is a huge compliment to a built community, a program that works, people that are very happy. We've had people living in our independent living for 15 years. We recently had someone who was living in our independent living for 12 years, moved to our assisted living, has been there 3 years, and just turned 100. So when you listen to stories like that, when she walked in here 15 years ago, were they looking for a lifelong home? Yes. Are they getting it? Yes. Our end result is that if we can provide them, senior living truly is finding a place to call home for the rest of your life, however long that may be.
A tradition of excellence in Boise, Garden Plaza of Valley View, 208-322-0311. For more information, go to valleyviewret.com. Again, that phone number, if you have a question, 208-322-0311. You're listening to KIDO Talk Radio on 107.5 FM, 580 AM. More coming up next from Garden Plaza Valley View. Welcome home on KIDO Talk Radio. KIDO Talk Radio, 107.5 FM, 580 AM. We're here on this Saturday afternoon. Welcome home, Garden Plaza at Valley View. We're having so much fun here, Pam, aren't we? Their phone number, 208-322-0311. Talking about home and amenities and lifestyle, independent living, assisted living, skilled nursing, rehabilitation. A lot going on here at Garden Plaza.
True it is. But one of the most important things that happens in any senior living is food. Food
I'm all about food.
Huge part of any facility. And I think at Garden Plaza we have that covered.
And who is this young man here with us? Sir, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Paul Williamson. I've been working here at Garden Plaza of Valley View for 8 years now. I was the kitchen manager, and then 2 years ago I became the food production supervisor, stroke department head as such.
He's really just our chef.
Yeah, I'm just the chef.
Chef, yes, chef.
Yeah, that's why I'm in the chef's uniform, yeah.
Yes, sir. Could you share with us what goes into food preparation? Because food is a great experience. We all love to eat.
Yeah, I mean, we try and do as much stuff in-house as what we can. We make all the soups fresh daily. We have an in-house baker who works here 7 days a week between two people. So as much as we can, we try and prepare as much fresh food, and then we have a salad bar which is done daily. We do that at lunchtime and at the evening as well. We also have a committee meeting twice a month with the residents in both the areas over here to get their feedback on things that are popular, aren't popular, or if we need to tweak or change anything, then that's the time we look at it and do it.
So Paul So he makes the meals for independent living, assisted living, and our skilled nursing. So how many meals do you serve a day?
It varies really, because in the independent living they normally have 2, sometimes 3 meals a day. And over in skilled nursing and assisted living, they get the 3 meals a day. So if everybody was eating on the 2 main meals, it's 300 meals we prepare. And then we have people coming in for outside activities who all need feeding. Like today, we had some of the bridge ladies in. So it could be another 10, 20 people, or if somebody's celebrating something. So we could be doing up to 900 meals a day, give or take a few.
So how many did you do on Mother's Day and Christmas are our...
Yeah, Mother's Day, Christmas Day and Easter are probably our busiest days. Probably Mother's Day out of all of them, because we get a lot of the residents or bring their family in. So it could be 400 or 500 just for that lunchtime alone that we get in.
Boy,
Yeah,
that's
so-
quite a lunch rush.
Yeah, it is, and it kind of it goes on from 11:30 till 1:30, so we have to stagger it. And with the food and that, we'll prepare that and do batch cooking to keep it as fresh as we can. Because everybody who comes through, everybody knows about food, so if it isn't right, they'll soon tell you.
I can imagine. Why is it important to you, Paul, to create and cook and have the fresh soups and the fresh baked goods? That's a lot of thought. That's a lot of effort. That's a lot of expense. Why is that so important here at Garden Plaza?
I think it's just really good because it's one of the things that we probably have over other places because we spend so much time on everything and we do it all fresh, and the residents can come in. I can walk through the dining room and I know no one's going to throw something at me and say, hey, this isn't any good or whatever. And we get a lot of good feedback from the residents, and keeping them happy is
That's
what
good
it's all
that
about.
people don't throw things at him.
No.
Not yet, anyway. Although I've got my back to some of the residents in a minute.
Well, let's talk a little bit about nutrition. Obviously, taste is important, but making sure people have the proper nutrition. We hear so much about that. Can you take us through your process of making sure the 2 meals and some 3 meals for others, they get?
Oh, yeah, all the meals are done. We kind of come up with a 4-week cycle, and then the 4-week cycle of the menus will go next door to where the nutrition lady, she works over there. She'll go through it all just to make sure everything's balanced and how it should be. She might say, no, you need to tweak this potato with something else. And then she'll go through it, sign it off, and make sure that everything's okay, and we're giving other residents what they should be having.
How does that help with the overall experience, living experience here, Pam?
I think the main thing that lacks when you're living at home and eating your meals by yourself is nutrition. One of the things that we bring to the table that makes our residents probably the happy and healthiest is wonderful food, someone to enjoy it with. It leads to good nutrition, balanced weight, health, healing. All those things start with good nutrition.
Right, and taste.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, and how do you compete with somebody's home cooking?
Yeah, I think the thing that we do sometimes have to be careful about, we do look at the low sodium, so we don't really add a lot of salt to any of the foods. That's one area where we do get some of the residents will come back from a doctor's visit and they'll say about the sodium intake. So we kind of put the salt and the seasoning on the table for the residents to have. Or if we do use any seasoning, it's either low sodium and that type of thing.
Well, of course, obviously, sodium, sugar.
Yeah.
What about the sugar content? How does that work?
Well, we always do a diet option. So just say like today there was a chocolate cake. Gosh.
I'm familiar with
chocolate cream pie.
Chocolate cream pie.
I'm familiar with those chocolate cakes and chocolate cream pies, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say chocolate cheesecake, yeah, but we have got the chocolate cream pie on today. And then we do a diet option where it'll be kind of like no cream, and then there'll be the chocolate filling will be a diet option that we make up.
Right. Now, if you could tell us a little bit about your staff, both my friend Jacob here is tutoring me on the restaurant business, the cooking business and such, the front of the house versus the back of the house. Can you tell us a little bit about the wait staff here and their relationship with the residents?
Yeah, the wait staff, I mean, some of them, they come here and they'll come here and it'll be like the first job as such, as they're kind of like progressing through their careers. So they'll be at school, they'll come here, and it's good for them, to meet the residents with the age gap and get on with people. And in our department, we've got 43 people at the minute throughout here in assisted living. So we've got quite a lot. Probably the older people who are doing catering, dietary as a profession through their lives, will be in the kitchen where we've got the chefs.
How do you determine the right people? Because obviously you don't want to go to a place, you go to a restaurant, you have bad service, you can just leave.
Yeah.
But here, it's home.
Oh, yeah, it is, definitely. And that's the thing we do. When people come here and they're interviewed, and that's what's kind of like talked about a lot, just to make sure they realise what they're coming to and, what's expected of them and what the residents expect as well.
How important is eating to the overall experience, Pam?
Overall experience as far as eating, and so much of it that we forget is also taste and the right things and nutrition, but it's also the main social event that they do in the building. I mean, think about how big of a part food plays in your family. Get-togethers around the kitchen table, having your family over for a meal, those are things that feel like home. Those are things that give you comfort. We say every once in a while that, what are we having today? Well, it's a stew. Well, that's truly comfort food. And I think that coming into a facility like this or a building that has wonderful food and wonderful people serving it reminds you of all those good things from home. Food is definitely a trigger for wonderful memories, family, inviting them to have a meal with you, eating with your friends. Those are things that we've done as a lifelong habit that we want to enhance and keep as a part of their positive experience as they go through life here.
It's a lot of pressure, Paul.
It can be at times, especially when you do go through staff shortages, people leave and things like that. Whatever we do, we can't say we'll put it off till tomorrow. We always have to provide the 3 meals a day. And so sometimes it can be challenging, but on the whole, it's, works really good.
Well, and holidays are your big times.
Yes, it is. It sure is. I've gone on holiday myself in a couple of weeks, so...
He's going back to England
back
for
to
3
England,
weeks.
yeah.
Oh, you're coming back, though, right?
I am, yes.
Okay,
yeah.
That's a good answer. But we go to, Mother's Day and Christmas.
Yeah.
That's somebody's meal. That's their time with their family.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You're in there with the folks preparing, people here serving. Can you take us through that experience and your goal to make sure the folks here have that great Christmas or that great Mother's Day?
Yes, what we do, we come up with the menu and we change it for those sorts of days where the staff will be out here, we'll have a carvery to make it easier for them to come through so they're not having to wait, and we get them involved on the types of food that we do and that as well. And we look back on the things that we have done in the past and just make sure it's plenty of choices and get them in and make sure that it's a very nice day for them and happy. Right. And the good thing about it is they'll come in, they'll have a meal, and then there's a lot of room out in the areas out there where people will be here for a lot of the day. They don't just come in just for the meal and then go off. They'll be here, a lot of the families, for quite a good part of those days.
Trying to work off the carbs.
Probably, yeah. Playing pool and whatever else they do. But it's good, yeah.
Indeed. Pam, your thoughts?
Well, I also think that if you listen to some of that, you realize that as staff members, that these are our families. Paul's here every Christmas, Mother's Day, to make sure those things happen. That's a commitment that you make when you work in senior living and want to make this a success. You have to enjoy the fact that you're coming here to meet those families and be a part of their lives and provide that meal and enjoy that opportunity to visit and remember that this isn't a 9-to-5 job. We're here bringing home to them every chance we get.
Well, and to have a great attitude about being here on a Christmas or Mother's Day.
Yeah, definitely.
Eight ones, that's a long time. Goes to the longevity and the commitment here of the staff.
Oh, yeah. Some of the staff have been here quite a while, and it's like I say, the staff who do this job, some of the staff we get here, and it's just the stepping stone of their start of their career, and it's good for them, and it's nice to see them come through and see how they get on with the residents and that, because it is a bit intimidating if you're 17, 18 years old and you're going to a table with people who are a little bit older, well, quite a bit older, and, for the first time. But we have a good training program here. People just aren't thrown in at the deep end, and I think it shows with some of the people that we've got working today. If you look how they interact with the residents, there's a really good interaction with them.
All right. Paul, we appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
More coming up, by the way, if you have a question. Garden Plaza, Valley View, 208-322-0311, 208-322-0311. You're listening to 107.5 FM, 580 AM, KIDO Talk Radio. Our show is called Welcome Home every Saturday from 2 to 3 right here on KIDO Talk Radio. Welcome to KIDO Talk Radio. Welcome home. Here we are once again. This Saturday afternoon. Hope you're having a great time. We're at Garden Plaza at Valley View. Phone numbers 208-322-0311. And just talking about assisted living, independent living, a lot of lifestyle living here, Pam.
There's a lot of living going on at Garden Plaza, which is wonderful.
Before we get to our guests, I just want to ask you, over 30 years here in this location, staff that's been here for quite some time, people that have lived here for many, many years. Why is that important when you're talking about independent living and assisted living? Since the Treasure Valley is growing, you're having more and more homes pop up.
I think that one of the things that Garden Plaza at Valley View offers is the longevity and being a part of Boise and bringing the excellence here to know what our community has to offer. We're offering a continuum of care with every source for senior living and can offer that at one location to bring your family here to live for up to 15, 20, 25 years.
And local.
And
local leadership. Why is that important?
It's important because you're not getting your bill from somewhere in Washington State or somebody you never talked to. If you have a billing issue, you can go to the office and talk to Jamie. If you want to know what's going on with anything that happens in the building, the decisions are made through myself. I do everything from sign the checks to make the decisions to be able to make sure that their needs are met on that basis and not be a phone call away or have to call a corporate office for anything. Our owner trusts us and allows that we can do what we need to do to make Boise great.
And who do we have with us here?
Velma.
Hi, Velma.
Introduce yourself.
Hello.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Velma.
Well, I've been here about not quite 2 years, be 2 years in 3 years in October. But I started out in assisted living. I had a back problem that was undiagnosed, and after I finally got things taken care of and had my surgery, I was able to move over into independent, and I've been an independent ever since.
And what's it like? What's your day like?
Well, pretty routine. It's there's always something going on around, and I still drive, so I go to I have appointments and stuff like that outside that I go to a lot, as I did this morning. And other than that, it's pretty much routine.
Sure.
What did you do before coming? Weren't you a school teacher?
No, I was a secretary at South Junior High School for 31 years.
You were a part of the education system for a long time here in Boise.
Mm-hmm. And after I retired, I was at home. My husband had his own business, and then after he passed away, I just kept doing everything I was doing, and plus anything else that come up, because I had a lot of friends that we golfed and we did a lot of things together, and so of course that all came to a stop. In fact, I've outlived all the ones that I was really close to. That, like I said, we did a lot of things together.
Explain to him a little bit what the difference was for you between independent living and assisted living, since you've lived in both sides of the building.
Well, they were very good to me over there, and because I was flat down until after I had my surgery, and they. I don't know, they were just, it's different because you have the aides to help you with everything. And they were just very good with me. And then when I came back from after my surgery and after being in rehab a couple of weeks, they were shocked that I was up and walking because I hadn't been. And they still, helped you. Of course, they do all your medications and stuff over there. You're not on your own. Where here, everything you're on your own.
Right. So she's one of our success stories. I mean, you started in assisted living, went into rehab for a couple weeks on premise, and got stronger, and then was able to live on her own. So move into our independent living and started driving again. You hadn't driven for.
Well, from the time I came, they let me keep my car because it was more comfortable for me in it. And when I had to go to appointments, my friends would drive for me. But yes, I kept my car, and then I think it was about August, I went out and started driving around the building to test myself, and did fine. And I'm on the go.
And so one of the best parts that Velma shows in our facility and the continuum of care is that you can get different levels of care with what you need at that point in time. So at one point in her life, she needed assisted living. One point in time, you needed rehab. One point in time, now she lives in independent living. And sometimes we all remember that we may need assisted living again. Mm-hmm. And that option will be there, and you know the people, and that you're going to get the same kind of care you did when you lived there before.
Well, and here, because they have all the different levels, once you live here, you feel you don't have to go anywhere else.
Right. You're home for as long as you need to be. Mm-hmm. You don't have to move again. We may move them between apartments, but
right.
We can do that in an afternoon.
Well, Velma, what was it like when you decided to come here?
Well, it was my daughter that did all the work and did the decision. I didn't have much because like I said, I was just really bad with that back, and I was flat down by that time. And my daughter came up from Salt Lake and helped and did all the work, and she actually was the one that came and looked over the place. And I had heard about it, but I had not been here. And so she's the one that made all the arrangements.
That's great that she found you, and she found you your home.
Yep.
And it was great when they found out what was wrong with you and able to get some assistance. I mean, coming in and really having that nurse around and people to see how you were doing and get you to the doctor, and away from being so homebound, she was able to find a passage to getting better, which a lot of people in assisted living people don't realize sometimes that coming to assisted living and having that assistance and seeing what's going on can lead to positive things as far as enhancing your life.
Right.
You had gotten to where you just weren't doing anything.
Well, and after they did that back surgery and everything, then I was up and going again.
So she's truly a success story in the sense that assisted living can be a stepping stone to being more independent.
Indeed. Velma, anything else you'd like to share with us today for people that haven't been to Garden Plaza? What would you say to them on the radio?
Well, I'd say that it is very nice. Everybody's very friendly here, and you do meet a lot of friends and make friends with a lot of the people around here, and treat you just fine.
Well, it sounds good to me.
Good.
Stay out of trouble.
Okay, your day will come.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Okay, phone numbers, if you'd like more information, 208-322-0311, 208-322-0311, or you can go to valleyviewret.com. That's valleyviewret.com. You're listening to KIDO Talk Radio. KIDO Talk Radio. Welcome home, Garden Plaza of Valley View. Here we are. Their phone number is 208-322-0311. And a lot of things that are happening every Saturday, 2 o'clock. Tune in. And Pam, what are people going to find out when they listen to this show?
They're going to find out what senior living is all about, and that being a part of a community for our seniors is a healthy, vibrant way to live.
Speaking of which, activities, lots of events. Last show we talked to the activities director, the young lady who was so bubbly we couldn't get her to stop talking. She's back again with us.
That's right. And she's been talking for 26 years here at Valley View.
That's right. Nonstop.
Well, indeed, we were traveling around and we saw this NASCAR event coming up, and we're talking about dancing and exercise and stretching. What about this NASCAR event? And poker, by the way. Poker, yes.
Yes.
We cover
poker.
all the spectrums.
A lot of card games. Well, at Valley View, it's very important that our residents remain active. We have an active lifestyle, and we're always trying to come up with new activities to do. And some of our residents like NASCAR, so I thought this Saturday we'll just put up a little racetrack and get out some electric scooters and put some of our residents through a time trial and some obstacles in their way and just see how well they are at parallel parking. So, yeah, it'll be a fun event. And then we'll have a little nacho bar on the side and a few beverages as well. to conclude our race.
I really like this.
Yeah.
So
I have extra liability insurance for Saturday.
Yes, exactly. We will set the scooters, so yeah, probably on rabbit speed,
well, I was going to say, could you
which is a slow mode.
just for people that didn't catch that the first time, could you just repeat that one more time? They're going to be with the electric scooters and
With an electric scooter, and they're just going to have a time trial to run the racetrack that we set up, and there will be some obstacles in the way that they need to avoid,
sure.
and and some parallel parking, and they'll have a great time. It'll be challenging, but a good time.
And that's the difference that we're talking about here at Garden Plaza, just making a Saturday special, NASCAR and the folks here.
I think that the main goal with activities is to bring as much of it's not just we talk about cards and different things like that. It's actually living life to its fullest.
Yes.
It's getting on a scooter and driving it around because it's fun.
Are you going to be on the
And
scooter?
if you can't go to NASCAR, we'll bring NASCAR
NASCAR
to them.
too.
So
Right.
that's,
There's a lot of things in life. People have traveled and have been very worldly that live in our environments, and our activities need to reflect the world we live in, not just senior living. NASCAR was a big part of people's lives. They watch it on TV. They do those things. Golf. We try and base our activities on real life experiences and things that they enjoyed. A little competition. They're
And
very competitive.
very competitive.
Very
and challenging.
competitive.
But we like to bring them opportunities too. We've had a craft bazaar here where our residents sold their own artwork and made quite a bit of money selling their own artwork here. And fashion shows, our ladies walk the runway and
Sure.
and put on a fashion show. And with the Assistance League, they were here to help us out with that. We have casino night and do some fun gambling and win prizes.
And all of us staff can deal cards. Yes, that is your dealers.
We
I can
had to
deal
learn.
a mean game of poker. We have a roulette wheel. We bring in all of the tables, and gambling is a fun pastime for everyone.
Sure. Anything else you'd like to share with us about activities?
It's about quality of life. And here at Garden Plaza Valley View, our activity program is guided by our residents' interests, likes, and hobbies. It's really an open canvas that they get to paint.
Now, let me ask you the tough follow-up question. I know you're thinking about getting out, but I imagine football season is pretty big around here.
That's so true. And we'll have our tailgate parties because we have a lot of Boise State fans here. So they look forward to that. And when we do, we have the game on the big screen and we have a great party and we root on our Boise State football team.
And on those days, if you are not wearing orange and blue, you are not allowed in the
Yeah.
building.
Hate to say, yeah.
They
Not
take
too
it
many
to the
Vandal
extreme.
fans in our group, but there is a few, and they do wear their T-shirts. Our
Yes.
residents,
They're a
They
little
are very-
open-minded.
Well,
Some of them are actually college graduates from both
Absolutely.
college. I mean,
Wow.
we have residents here who, as land-based colleges, both attended Idaho in Moscow and here in Boise, and have degrees from those colleges.
Well, and it's nice to see tailgating and college football, everything that is great. Thank you. Great
Thank
job.
you.
See, it's going to be easier every week. Ma'am, I'd like to ask you about having rehab here at Garden Plaza. Why is that so important?
I think rehab, what rehabilitation really is strengthening and balance and gaining, just gaining the strength to enjoy life. So we have it twofold here at Garden Plaza. We actually have rehab, in-house rehab in our skilled nursing facility, but we also have outpatient rehab. So our residents here at Garden Plaza Valley View, both in assisted living and independent living, can get outpatient rehab in the building here, which is the same as if you went, if you were living at home and went to an outpatient rehab. So they have access to those kind of quality of physical therapists and occupational therapists, speech therapy. And then we also have a gym on site. One of our residents, Ruth, she goes over and rides the bike in our gym. And so our rehab gym is open to our independent and assisted residents, and they have either a physical therapist assistant or someone like that that knows how to use the machines and stuff to guide them if they need to do extra strengthening. And they know the therapists because they're part of our community. To have those people walk over from their offices to here or take them over to the gym to work or to work in their apartments, it just keeps our residents healthy and strong and active, and that's our goal.
Right, and to have that here is such an advantage. And if people want to go work out, they can go to Axiom.
Yeah, we also have a membership at Axiom. That's fairly recent. That was another one of Sherry's great ideas. But the
Sherry
reality
wants to
is,
come back to the mic
she
here all of a
does.
sudden.
just going to say, we also, have a guided exercise class 6 days a week.
6 days a
right
week.
here.
It's,
in the building.
if you see a theme here, it's to stay healthy. Quality of life begins with how good you feel. Residents, if they're well fed, are active, stay engaged, and stay strong, they'll stay happy, they'll stay healthy, and they'll stay in our facilities longer and live a quality of life that we hope that is the best that we can give them.
And families are always welcome to visit.
Families are always welcome. And we have there's a lot of wonderful families, and young and old, they find a place here to visit with their families, come in for Mother's Day. It's a lot easier to come to Valley View and get a reservation and eat with their friends. And, we have families up into 10 and 15 people groups that come in on those different holidays. We do a lot of birthday parties. We recently did one of our residents' 90th birthday party. She had 150 invitations that went out to the community, plus the residents on a Saturday. I mean, it was beautiful, the amount of flowers, the things they do. We have a lot of wonderful space, which allows us to open our doors to have the residents be involved with, and families here and outside community to use those things. I mean, we have meeting rooms and conference rooms, but we also have a beautiful atrium area and bar area that allows you to have a huge birthday party with 150 of your closest friends. So it's an advantage to be able to use all those facilities for families, residents, or even if they're doing business and need a conference room to go and talk about long-term care.
Garden Plaza of Valley View, 208-322-0311. We'll see you all next week. You're listening to KIDO Talk Radio.